Good night, greetings everybody. We are G Syndicate, and tonight is vibes as we syndicate you vibes. You know, you're gonna be hearing some songs off our upcoming EP. Things gonna be nice. So right about now, we starting with this one. Ready to blow? So are you ready to go? So are you ready to go?
Yeah.
Oh, ready to blow, ready to blow. Oh, so let me go.
Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go.
It's time to start the party. Sometimes we be getting dirty. This time we're starting this thing right. Hey, so just kick off your shoes. It's no time to feel the blues. So baby, we gonna do our thing tonight. Oh, leave the work at home, leave the stress alone. Toss away your worries. Ain't got no time for that, baby. Now you got the chance. Lose your fears, just dance. We're gonna rock this party. Just raise your hands if you're ready.
Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go.
It's time for you to be free. Relax, just enjoy the party tonight. We just gonna ease our mind. So just leave them on the wall, cause we're not gonna stop at all, and we're just leaving all our fears behind. So leave the work at home, leave the stress alone, toss away your worries. Ain't got no time for that, baby. Now you got the chance. Lose your fears, just dance. We're gonna rock this party. Just raise your hands if you're ready.
Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go.
Let the music take control. Let it seep into your soul. When the bass line starts pulsating, feel the stress evaporate. Let it creep into your mind. There could be no better time to get on the floor, cause we're just ready to blow.
Ready to blow, start up the show,
Ladies and gentlemen, Mark on the trombone.
start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go.
Give it up for Mark, y'all. So let me go.
Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's
Be
go.
ready to blow.
Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go.
Yes, folks, good night one more time. We are G Syndicate. This next song we're going to do for you, you can find it on our upcoming EP called Revive. We released it last year, and we're ready to rock. This one is called Chemistry.
Hey girl. Hey girl. Hey melanin dripping. can't call it honey bar, good looking. The way how you move it, put me in a mood, I'm glad to see you. Your waistline on the baseline, so attractive, I wanna be a captive. I see a smile on your face now, so beautiful, I know you're original.
So come wind up on me, I wanna see if you got good chemistry. And come push back for me, don't hold back, gal, just be free. No, you're not son, show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. That's my baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. No, you're not son, show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. That's my baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. We're still grooving. We're still grooving. We're still grooving.
Come talk to me, girl. Classy and intelligent, are you run the world? I let me say face to face. Know you feel the tension, just had to mention. Your brown eyes, shining bright, so gorgeous and glowing like sunlight. I hear your voice, angelic eyes, so amazing, I wanna keep this going.
So come wind up on me, I wanna see if you got good chemistry. And come push back on me, don't hold back, gal, just be free. I know you're not son, show off, show off. You have my attention, gal, you're sweet off. Dance me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause it's still grooving. I know you're not son, show off, show off. You have my attention, gal, you're sweet off. Dance me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause it's still grooving. Still grooving. Still grooving. Still grooving.
Hey, girl, I wanna take you home with me.
And hey, girl, show you good energy, yeah.
Hey, girl, I wanna treat you right, you see, you see, you see.
Hey, just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us. Building castles in the sky. Just the two of us. You and I. What you won't do for love. You try everything, but you won't give up. What you won't do for love. You try everything, but you won't give up. So come wind up on me, I wanna see if you got good chemistry. And come push back on me, don't hold back, gal, just be free. Lord, you're not son, show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause it's just grooving. Lord, you're not son, show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause it's just grooving. Lord, you're not son, show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, we're still moving. I know you're not son. Show off, show off. You have my attention. And that's for me, baby. Step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. We're still grooving. Still grooving. Still grooving. Yeah.
The next selection is entitled Englishman in New York, a song made famous by Sting in the 80s. Hope you enjoy.
I don't drink coffee, I drink tea and my tea. I like my toaster on one side. You can hear it in my accent when I talk. I'm an Englishman in New York. See me walking down Fifth Avenue, a walking king here at my side. I take it everywhere I walk. I'm an Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm
alien, I'm an Englishman in New York.
If manners make it man, as someone said, he's a hero of the day. It takes a man to suffer ignorance and smile. Be yourself, no matter what they say.
Oh, I'm an alien, I'm a legal alien, I'm an Englishman in New York.
Englishman in New York.
Oh, I'm an alien, I'm a legal alien, I'm an Englishman in New York.
Modesty's propriety can lead to notoriety. You could end up as the only one. Gentleness, sobriety, all rare in this society. At night a candle's brighter than the sun. In New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made up. There's nothing you can do. In New York, takes more than combat gear to make a man. Takes more than a license for a gun. Confront your enemies, avoid them when you can. A gentleman will walk but never run. If manners make it man, and someone said he's a hero of the day. It takes a man to suffer ignorance and strive. Be yourself, no matter what they say.
You know you sing at home.
Oh, I'm an alien, I'm a legal alien, I'm an Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien, I'm a legal alien, I'm an Englishman in New York.
Englishman in New York City.
Oh, I'm an alien, I'm a legal alien, I'm an Englishman in New York.
Englishman in New York.
Oh, I'm an alien, I'm a legal alien, I'm an Englishman in New York.
Now, growing up in the 90s, I would have loved these songs. I'm sure those of you that know them will love them as well. So we got two songs coming up for you. We got I Wanna Know by Joe and Someone to Love by John B. and Babyface. Hope you guys enjoy.
It's amazing how you knock me off my feet. Every time you come around me, I get weak. Oh. Nobody ever made me feel this way. No. You kiss my lips and then you take my breath away. So I wanna know what turns you on. Yeah, I wanna know, so I can be all that and more. And I'd like to know what makes you cry. Oh, so I can be the one to always make you smile. Girl, he never understood what you were with. No. And he never took the time to make it worse.
More loving girl.
Baby, I'm the kind of man who shows consent. Yes, I do. Any way that I can please you, let me learn. So I wanna know what turns you on. Yeah, and I wanna know, so I can be all that and more. And I'd like to know.
Warning. What you are about to hear goes against traditional romantic counsel expressed by friends, family, and Instagram memes and quotes. Open-mindedness is advised.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, and welcome to another edition of the Senate Podcast. I am your host, Neil, joined as always by my brother from another mother and your host, Derek.
Here.
And together, we are bringing you another live stream, the Senate Podcast. Now, we have a guest, as always. We have, I guess we can call this Dr. Kerry, as well call these Dr. Kerry Thursdays. Right?
It's true.
Doctor Thursdays with Dr. Kerry. You know, we have Dr. Kerry here tonight. What's going on? What's going on?
Hi, good. Nice to see you guys.
Yes, nice to see you too.
Good to have you. Good to have you.
Oh, you're doing with Bravo.
Well, I'm here, man. I'm waiting. Randy gym earlier. Yeah, a little soreness in the knees. I guess that's the way it's showing. But I am here. I had a pretty good day, so I'm all right. I'm ready to rock. How's everything on your end?
I too. I'm sore from the gym.
She's on. They happy to hear that. I mean, you're back in the crank.
Yeah. But yeah, man. It just here biting. Everything is everything. Can't complain. Grateful, thankful, blessed. And I am here to do the Lord's work with you too. So
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Can't be a bad thing. Right?
Can't be. See Matt Brown in the host, Stephen Wu in the host, and Jerron in the host as well. Big respect to see you on time tonight. So good to see you, bro.
Right. So we here. Derek.
Dr. Kerry, how you doing?
Oddly enough, I'm sore as well. I had a workout this morning. So I guess we're all clocking on the same gym routine.
That's that 40 life, see? Yeah. A 40 plus life, see?
Fighting off old age.
Even though Dr. Kerry is not in her 40s, but still.
Almost there. Okay.
Almost there.
Yeah, don't pray for it.
Yeah. It's okay.
But yeah, we're here. But at least we are active. At least we are working out. At least we are doing things for our body, mind, and spirit. So, hey, man, it was a little soreness every now and then.
All right. No pain, no gain this year.
Yep. If you're feeling pain, I mean, you're living. So,
yeah, man.
Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Derek is going to tell you about G Syndicate, the people that were singing so sweetly at the top of the program. Yes, the program with two M's and an E, right?
Correct.
Derek is going to tell you all about G Syndicate, the premier a cappella group in the Western Hemisphere. What you were seeing was a snippet of Ready to Blow. And yeah, Derek, tell everybody about G Syndicate.
Yeah, that would have been Ready to Blow, the virtual concert here on YouTube. You can find it on our YouTube channel, G Syndicate 6. You can also find it, guys, gsyndicate6.com. And I've been reliably informed that when you Google G Syndicate 6 or you look for any search engine, you will find us on here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud. Yeah, all over the world and other places, you will find G Syndicate if you look for G Syndicate 6. So shout out to the guys, Kiamal, Mark, Baden, Brett, Hugh. We had a good rehearsal last night, so that's always a good thing. We're preparing for our Christmas, getting ready. The may sound good, the may sound expensive, so that's always good stuff.
I love it. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, so check out G Syndicate at your earliest convenience. They are really worth the price of admission. I think they're the best in the Western Hemisphere. After you hear a couple songs, you'll believe that too. And, you know, you say a cappella, for those of you that don't know what a cappella is, that's when they're only using the mouth. You know, the men singing, the men creating all the harmonies, all of the percussion, all of these string instruments, everything is with the use of the human mouth. So the guys are talented, man. Check them out. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, you are indeed watching the Senate Podcast. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. We do content for you 5 days a week. Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. We do this live stream here for you, where we talk things straight. Sometimes it is truth. There is no dipsy doodling in this space. So it may be a little rough. So, you know, keep an open mind, as the warning did say. And then every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we have the Senate Shorts. Now, For those of you that are ardent fans of our channel, we would have given you The Legend of Zoe parts 1 and 2. And yeah, I can't repeat any of the lyrics of that song, but it is amazing. It is amazing. Listen big. Yeah, can't get doing it. But you know, that is just a snippet. Those shorts are just a snippet of what we do. It's interesting, Derek. I'm coming across, well, Derek and Carrie Ann. I've been, you know, going about life as life does. And I am getting into, I just finding myself in these conversations. I know, Derek, we have this conversation regularly where you just find yourself butt up in conversations with old classmates, old teammates, just random men, you know, going about life, right? And yesterday, that happened literally back to back, where it wasn't even back to back. It was like I went to lunch at work, and then I was having a conversation with a married woman, married for 14 years, 2 children, and she was talking some of the things that we thought, right? About marriage and what it takes to be married and the commitment, compromise, dedication, that sort of stuff, right? Like, you know, and then I went to an event with my son in the evening, and a random gentleman, I have no clue who this man is, never laid eyes on this man, and I sat down for 2 hours speaking. It got to a point where the man asked me if I was be peeping in his bedroom, and I asked him if he's watched the podcast. We were literally saying the same things verbatim, right? And you know, then after that, I brought up another old class, but he's not a classmate, but old schoolmate of ours. And you know, he's married too. He's been married now for I think about 15 years. And you know, he was telling me he has 3 children, and he was telling me about, you know, the man-woman dynamic and how things going and how it looks. And again, you're hearing the same things being echoed. No, I haven't seen this man, Derek, in about 20 years. So it is just very interesting to see how, you know, for every detractor, we have people that kind of asking the same questions. I ain't necessarily saying that they're ardent, like they're supporters of what we think or what we believe, but at the end of the day, they're seeing something that's kind of amiss out there in society, and they're kind of questioning, like, what's really going on and why things are like this and what's going on. So anyhow, I say all of that to say thank you very much for all of you that are watching. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you very much for all the likes, the comments, the shares, all the content you send behind the scenes. Thank you very much. We just want to keep this thing going. We want to build this community, and who knows, hopefully we make a change. Make that change. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, every Tuesday,
man. It's pretty good. It's actually key and everything.
I'm saying, my brother, you need hey, if you need a sub or anything like that night, you know, let's say, you know, Hugh can't make it. Yeah. My, you know, Brett or one, the man can't make it or whatever, you know, Mal. I got feeling easy. I mean, I might text somebody spot, but hey, man.
I keep you in mind.
The breaks. Yeah,
I don't know if the world is ready for your talent, but we'll
hey, man, put it like this. I better than Zoe. I ain't gonna be as bad as Zoe.
I was gonna say they're not
right. They're better involved. I will not be as bad as Zoe.
Better is the comparative degree, the adjective good, which means that the original article have been good in the first place. So we can't say better. He's not as bad as.
Black. That's the teacher in him. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, every Tuesdays and Thursdays, we do the Senate podcast live. And before then, Derek goes on social media, particularly Facebook. He goes on the Senate podcast on Facebook. Give us a like, a follow. And he posts what we're going to be talking about in the next episode. Now, obviously, this is no different today. Today, we're talking about national security. Basically, have women hindered themselves in the dating market by thinking that all men ain't a good creeps, right? And how have men responded to this? So I'm going to hand it over, like the first leg to the second leg in a 4x100 meter, and have my brother in arms carry the baton to the finish line.
Yeah, man. Thank you for passing.
Wait, pause a minute, man.
Yeah, I see a little bad mind in the chat.
Yeah. Come on, Mark. Thank you for joining, right? But come on, man. Don't hate that I'm talented, man.
It's a little
multifaceted, man. Come on, man.
You're rolling R's and saying, "Te quiero." Yo. Yeah, man. Pause. Good night. One more time. Thank you for joining in. As usual, the present admission, hit the like button. You know, that's all we ask. And as Neil would tell, the day we make $1 from this, we feel that we are stealing money because really and truly we do it because we like it. It fascinates us, so that's why we do it, right? So we are here tonight and we're ready to rock. So let's start off with a clip of a guy named Alex. Can't remember his last name. He is highlighting the problem with today's particular set of circumstances. I saw this clip a few days ago on O'Shea Duke Jackson's channel, and it tied in beautifully with what I had been planning for tonight. So I went and I got it for myself, and I got it for tonight's intro. So when you're ready, Neil, you can give me video number 1 or clip number 1, and let me get on the road.
Yeah, no problem. I was dealing with some interlopers. Haven't seen them in a while. So good night to you guys that come and put some spam into the chat. We can't say we've missed you, but thanks for joining. Give us a like. Anyhow, let us get into it. Wait, hold on, sister. Or brother, or whatever. All right. So let's get it.
Talk about something that I've been hearing for years, and it's something that actually I feel pretty uncomfortable with, and I want to challenge it. And it's something having to do with gender. It's a strongly gendered comment that especially feminist women make towards men or make about men. And the general trend of this is that certain women say that men need to adjust their behaviors in order to make sure that women feel comfortable. And I don't have a problem with people saying that, especially if they're talking about egregious behaviors that overstep people's boundaries. So for example, like someone harassing someone else on the street. I think that's a really disrespectful thing. I don't want anyone to do it to anyone else ever. But sometimes people take this idea to an extreme, and I want to share an example of it. One of my friends recently shared an article on Facebook, and I'm going to put a link to this article in the description for this video, under the video, so if you want, you can read this article yourself. And I don't object to everything in this article. I think there's a lot of good stuff in it, but there was something in it that really didn't sit well with me. And it was talking about a situation where there's a man walking at night, and he notices there's a woman in front of him, and the woman is glancing back at him. And he's saying, I don't want to make this woman uncomfortable, so I'm going to start walking slower, and I'm going to take a different route home. And the person writing this article starts praising this man and saying, like, I'm so lucky to have men like you in my life. And I'm kind of shaking my head when I read this, because it's like, you're walking on a public street, and it's like, okay, it's good that you don't want to make someone else uncomfortable, but this seems to suggest like the level of extremeness of actually changing your route based on this other person who might feel uncomfortable with your presence. It just seems too extreme to me. And I think it's an example or an illustration of kind of taking it too far with adjusting your behaviors.
All right. So that is that video. First, Dr. Carey, I am sorry. I sent the video to you late. So I hope you can pick up where we left off. Anyhow, my brother, carry on.
Yeah, man. So you would have heard what the guy had to say. Shared the scenario about a lady walking down the street, a guy's walking behind her, she's looking back all the time. Clearly in some kind of fear or whatever. And that guy decided, I am going to take an alternate route just to make her feel more comfortable. Now, from the dawn of time, men have been doing things to protect their women, and men generally have no problem doing that. I think if you ask most men, they don't have a problem, protecting or doing things that lead to protecting women. It's pretty much part of the mandate of being a man, right? Since the dawn of #MeToo and right here in BIM, life in leggings, however, men have been asked to make even more adjustments in the interest of protecting women and keeping them safe. But is that always a fair and reasonable expectation? Is it possible that sometimes we get carried away with what we expect our men to do in terms of adjusting? And have these new and sometimes unrealistic expectations had a deleterious effect on the dating market? And now women are the ones actually suffering. And lastly, are men the ones who need and are choosing to protect themselves? These days, it seems as if everything a man does is misconstrued as being weird or creepy, especially if you're the average man. And unfortunately, this has impacted the dating market. Give me the Sunny Street meme there now. Number 2. We've all seen the Sunny Street meme where 2 men say the exact same thing to Susan. Yeah, they both compliment her and tell her she looking good. Susan blushes at the first guy in the top, but she calls human resources for the other guy in the second panel. Right? You hear me, Neil?
Yeah, just getting on screen was just a bit little late there, but there.
So hopefully everybody can see that, right?
Yeah, they did.
I said it many times on this channel, and I'm going to say it again. Contrary to what mainstream media tries to project, men are not duncy, right? For those of you who are not from the Caribbean, men are not unintelligent, mostly. Men will assess a situation and make a decision based on the information presented. And these kinds of situations have made more and more men apprehensive about approaching women. And they have led to many men withdrawing from the dating scene altogether. So we got an article. We're going to get into that article now. Let's have that on screen, and I am going to have a read of it for you. Right?
Right, so let me get it on screen.
Half of single men avoid approaching women for fear of seeming creepy. See where we are, and check the date on this. September 27th, 2022, a month ago. Men avoid women out of fear of being creepy. 44% of men said the fear of being creepy reduces their likelihood of interacting with women generally, which jumps to 53% of men who reported that they are single. And I can tell you from first-hand experience that I am probably in that 44 to 53%. Right? It really, rarely approach me for that exact same fear. Because you never know what you're going to say, if it can come out right, how it's going to land. You could think you're as smooth as whatever, and it's all on the receiver. Nora Vincent, if you go back a couple of weeks ago when we talked about Nora Vincent's story, she said the very same thing about her experience approaching women. She's a woman, right? Anyhow, I carry on, right, Neil?
Mm-hmm.
An increasing number of men are apparently afraid to approach women for fear of being perceived as creepy. A recent article in Psychology Today reports. We got Psychology Today. We take a lot of stuff from them. However, there's a big difference between coming on to someone and coming off as creepy, says online dating coach Blair Anderson, who recently conducted a survey about what it means to be creepy in the online dating world. Thankfully, Anderson says that because being creepy lacks a clear definition, and that is important, in the online dating context, leading men to fear being unintentionally perceived as creepy, it can lead to deep social anxiety for many men. Anderson points out that this isn't just bad for men, but also for women if terrific single men won't approach them out of fear of being perceived as creepy. That is important. What did they say? Terrific single men won't approach, right? To tackle the problem, Anderson conducted 2 surveys, one in which she, not he, Blair is a woman, one in which she surveyed 2,000 American women between the ages of 18 and 40 with the aim of gaining a better understanding of what behavior fall into the category of creepy. In the other, she surveyed 1,000 American men between the ages of 18 and 40 to understand the extent of the fear of approaching women. Anderson found that women regularly experience creepy behaviors. 82% of women reported experiencing creepy behavior sometimes, often, or constantly. Men avoid women out of fear of being creepy. 44% of men said the fear of being creepy reduces their likelihood of interacting with women generally, which jumps to 53% of men who reported that they are single. There are 9 creepy behaviors Anderson found that men should avoid, right? Here we go. Steering, unwanted contact on social media, inappropriate comments. Here's looking at you, Ime Udoka. Controlling behaviors, won't accept no, unwanted physical contact, pressure for sex, clinginess, and physical stalking. And to be clear, and in the interest of full disclosure, there are a couple of those that are not appropriate in any context, right?
Anytime.
Yeah. Anderson says most men don't need a professional to tell them that pressuring women for sex or physically stalking them are creepy behaviors. We get that. I think across the board, more, and as the psychologist is saying, most men understand that. The three main areas she finds herself paying the most attention to are staring, unwanted contact on social media, and clinginess. This is important. She goes on to say that women can find online dating discouraging due to the fact that it's difficult to glean very much information about a person from a photograph and a few lines in his dating profile, which can result in going on many dates with people who are incompatible. Now, when we talk about unwanted contact on social media, we have seen several times men would reach out, slide in the DMs as the thing now. A fella slide in the DMs, the woman isn't interested, and whoops, bam, heap of front street on her social media platform. Look at this thirsty man in my DMs begging me for some action. Right? No man wants that. So men will generally say, you know what? I can keep my DMs to myself, right? The clinginess part, nobody really want clingy, but what's clingy? You know, what's really clingy? You might think that if I call you once a day, that's clingy. You might think that if I call you 300 or 400 times a day, that's cool. Right?
Subjective, man.
Very subjective. I can come to steering in a few minutes. For men, the frustration apparently lies in the difficulty of creating a unique profile. Through coaching more than 1,000 men, I've learned that few guys can reliably predict which photos of themselves are or aren't attractive. Again, subjective. Because what might be appealing to one lady is not appealing to another. You never know. Many guys race through creating their profiles after downloading the dating app so they can begin swiping ASAP. This tends to be a wildly unsuccessful strategy. So you got to plan this thing. It's a strategic game, guys. So you got to make sure that you are up to the times, right? That is the article. These days, for a man to ask women to do anything is considered a form of sexism, chauvinism, misogyny, or patriarchy. I know them terms you don't really like to hear, right?
Them is the greatest hits.
Yeah, that's the Royal March contender.
Yeah.
Right? Anything happen, you just throw that blanket over them things, right? A few years ago, soca artist Mikey, he shared a story where he held the door open for a lady and she didn't say thank you. When he commented about the erosion of courtesy, politeness, and brought up, as we say in Bajan culture, which should be another topic for another day. A lot of people took umbrage with his stance because they felt that the lady didn't and shouldn't need to say thank you. We did a short where a lady tweeted that holding the door open is a form of aggressive patriarchy because a man is dictating a woman can only enter or leave by his permission. She did not factor in that you had already, by walking to the door, made the decision that you were either coming or going, and that man was simply facilitating that by holding the door open for you. But by this man holding the door, that is patriarchy, and you saying that you can only come and go by me allowing you to do so. And we know, because that's the door holding thing, we know how the ladies feel about being asked to smile by a man. So check out this post that I saw on Facebook recently. I won't say who posted it. It's a friend of mine. She gave me the permission to share it. And she wrote, "What do men get out of looking at a total stranger and asking why they aren't smiling? Then saying you need to smile more. What the F for? Because you tell me so? I need to start back wearing my mask because I don't have the energy to be saying CYC all the time." So, and for those of you who are our more Christian viewers, CYC stands for Carrier Country Mile, right? Just to make sure that everybody is acquainted and initiated with what we're talking about here tonight.
Another word for female anatomy.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Many times, even to look at a woman falls into the same category. We talked about this just now in the article. It says steering was one of them things. We did a short, give me that number 11, Neil. We did a short where a club in Australia has banned steering without verbal consent. And yes, we are pulling back up these screenshots and things so that you can see that we don't tell lies and that we do not make up things. Because people just feel that we be talking, oh, we asked for the night, right? So that's one. Give me number 12, Neil. We've also done a story about a man who was legally blind. Being asked to leave the gym because he was, get this, the legally blind man was asked to leave the gym because he was, drum roll please, staring at a woman, apparently. No jokes. No jokes. No jokes. I truthfully feel that some people on the internet won't turn it off.
Yeah, it won't pull in.
Yeah. And as we will see in this next video, brace yourself. In this next video, even trying to help women can lead to men being accused of being, again, creepy and being threatened with the interaction of the law enforcement. So give me this video here near number 13, 47 seconds of video.
Leave me alone. Why do you keep following me? It's honestly so creepy, and I'm gonna call the cops. Okay?
Man, no.
Because you guys aren't leaving me alone, and that's why women can't go out in the world by themselves because of guys like you. What? Okay, so stop following me.
You have, I don't know if you have like a gas. You have a thing hanging out of your car.
What are you talking about?
There's literally a gas hose hanging out of your car. No one's being creeped. Oh, no, thank you. I guess. There's the thank you. That's. She's what? She's taking it with her. She doesn't have. Make sure to get all of it. Wow, dude. You didn't even close the gas cap.
That is insane. The thing is, I don't know. Anyhow, continue, brother. I can't process that.
Indeed, insane is the right word, right? Now, here's what is so fascinating about that particular video to me. Because she actually used the word creepy, right? As much as we've said that word tonight, she legit used the word creepy. But here's what I found fascinating. This lady felt that she was in so much danger that she got out of her car, walked up to a vehicle with two fully grown and unknown to her gentlemen, and proceeded to threaten the husband. That's not she living in fear to me, but she felt like if it was, they were a threat to her. Interesting stuff. Mm-hmm. Only then to be told that they're trying to retrieve, well, not trying to, they're trying to get her to return the people gas pump that she drove off with in her gas. Women have made it clear that they don't want to be approached. Ergo, many men have made the adjustment. As I said earlier, men in exactly duncy, unintelligent, again, for those of you who are watching, I can't grasp the accent. So now we are seeing the rise of the passport bros and SYSBM. SYSBM, save yourself, black man. Those guys are going overseas to find more amenable women. Then there are groups such as the Black Pillars and the MGTOW, MGTOW, men going their own way, who have stopped approaching women altogether. Right? The men just decide they're done with that. They have no interest in dealing with women on that level. Of course, there's still some hard-headed men who don't get it, but those men tend to be men who already know that their chances of success with the lovely ladies are limited at best, non-existent at worst. So they throw everything and anything at the wall and hope that something sticks. Now let's look at this next screenshot. You can put it on screen for me, Neil.
There you go.
Yeah. The young lady on screen is lamenting the fact that a man told her he liked her long hair. Her response was to cut it. And that was only yesterday, you know. I thought about 50 years ago, I mean.
This year? Well, today, yesterday.
The man tells you today, you hear it long, tomorrow she cut it. Well, later today, tomorrow she cut it here. And I say, you know, that's a quick turnaround. One day. Is this where we really are? Is it really that men can say nothing to women? We get Keisha there, so. It certainly seems that that's the case. Men, you can't say anything. Not even to pay a compliment. On a side note, though, I have to say that I love the response from the person who commented in the comment section, whose name happens to be "Fuck Your Feelings."
Must have happened to be. I somehow don't believe that. I don't believe that that's a that's no coincidence.
And what I found interesting too is that based on what I could make up from the profile picture, "Fuck Your Feelings" seems to be a woman. So that was particularly interesting to me. So yeah, just fuck your feelings. I kind of highlighted the problem of what's going on and how this thing is working today, right? Mm-hmm. These days, ladies, if you are interested in a man, you're going to have to make your interests known and clear. Let me say that again. Ladies, these days, if you are interested in a man, you're going to have to make your interests known and clear. Making your interests clear will put you ahead of many of your contemporaries when it comes to finding a partner. Because you say you want a man, right? You say you want a man, you say you want a good man. If you see that good man, you identify that good man, make your interests clear. Right? Because there are a lot of women out there. I saw a clip this evening with a lady encouraging a woman to leave her boyfriend. Right? As a matter of fact, let me speak clearly so that everybody understands what I'm saying. Amanda Seals was encouraging Halle Bailey, Chloe Bailey's sister, Halle Bailey, to leave her boyfriend DDG because DDG said he was not aware that racism was so bad in the US until the whole Little Mermaid situation with Halle Bailey, etc. All right. But he's not up to date on current affairs or whatever. But Amanda Seals of the opinion, yeah, you got lefty because you may not get STI, she said, but you could indeed get STS, sexually transmitted stupidity. Yeah. Now, as far as Amanda Seals is concerned, ignore the fact how the man treating you, if he's a good man to you or not. Ignore the fact that the man is there supporting you through the whole racism thing. Ignore that because he's unaware. Leffy. This is also a rapper, whatever you want to call it. And it seems like he got a little change too. So the man ain't exactly struggling. But Leffy nonetheless, right? So ladies, if you see a good man, you identify that man, make your intentions known to him. Keep your girlfriends. I know this is against the girl code, but keep your girlfriends out of the loop for as long as possible until you have cemented that man, because your girlfriends will keep you single, especially if they are single. So if you got a man, you see a man, you like that man, you like he, let you know, right? Because this is a situation, or this is school keeping, right? I tell you, when they come for Tuesday and Thursday, can't analyze. I can't let you know what's going on. Men who have things to lose, like the assets of money around him. And it may not be assets of money, but reputation as well. They are not trying to compromise those things by guessing when and if it's a good time to approach you. So they're just staying away. Just staying away. We have heard and seen several stories over the years of men being accused by women and losing their livelihood because of those accusations. The presumption is that that man is guilty and he is dragged mercilessly and publicly. Court of public opinion, always guilty. However, this is the part that upsets people. If it is proven after the fact that he was indeed falsely accused, there's no public retraction, even though he was dragged publicly. Suddenly, nobody ain't got the data. Everybody data down. Everybody want to top up. There's no viral video. Joyce to this man. Everybody's silent. That's what's the case with young Kevin Thorpe. But Kevin Thorpe screamed for me, Neil.
Mm-hmm.
Let me read. Mm-hmm. Let me read what Nation News had to say. A woman issued an apology on social media to the man accused of spying into her bedroom and hurling obscenities at her. She had previously taken video of him and posted it online, asking members of the public to help identify him. However, Kevin Thorpe, 24, admitted to being the man in the video. He said he was not the person terrorizing women in the Claremont Husbands St. James area. That man was going to get that video, but then he decided they don't know how much triggering they wanted to do tonight. I was going to play that video.
No, sir, not tonight. Well,
that man.
We got other things to trigger, but no, anyhow, that's different. Yeah.
Right? But they decided they won't bring that because that might get people vexed. But I watched that video with that man recounting to the journalist, the reporter, how it felt. People saying things about him. He got a daughter that man. She started to cry on camera. He was hurt because he no gonna be looking around. Wanna know if somebody can do him harm because the perception is that he did somebody something. And that man was just walking street minding business, right? And this is the problem. The accusations are trumpeted from the mountaintop. And the apologies and retractions are whispered in hushed tones. That's the problem. Now, based on all that we've seen tonight, it shouldn't be a surprise that men en masse have made the adjustment to their behavior. But in these modern times, it seems as if more men are protecting their own security as opposed to protecting the women in society. These days, men protecting themselves has become a matter of national security.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are indeed watching the Senate Podcast. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Let's build this community and get the conversation going. Now, Dr. Carrie-Ann Peart. We have a doctor here now and a woman. I mean, she's a woman first. She's not a doctor first, then a woman, just to be clear. But in all seriousness, Dr. Carrie, how do you see this situation? Do you obviously, in your experiences, you would have felt unsafe in certain situations, particularly when it comes to men? Not necessarily that they were, but out of personal safety, you would have had some sort of apprehension or whatever. But do you find that this affects how you observe men in terms of men that you're interested in or men that are interested in you? Like, for example, to put it like this, you go about your daily life, you may get a man catcalling you, or you may get, somebody saying he would like to do X, Y, Z, which is, let's just say that is foolishness. Stop catcalling the women, all right? That don't ever work. In the history of man, the percentage that are working gonna be less than 1,000%. So let me stop that, right? But in all seriousness, you obviously go about your daily life and everything like that. Do you, when a man approaches you and he approaches you, in a fashion that is deemed appropriate, do you feel somehow that it's unwanted or unsolicited, or that you are like, why this man talking to me, or you know what I mean? Like, you're looking for a man, or you're open, I guess is a better term, to relationships. How do you see this whole dynamic, this whole situation?
So I will agree that men in general no longer approach women. I will agree to that. I just went to 2 fetes the other day for Miami Carnival. And, there are lots of people walking up and down about the place, right? and you clearly see them, they clearly see you, and we're all looking at each other and, sizing up and that kind of thing. It really is now the case where you see someone who looks attractive to you. If the woman doesn't go over or suggest he come over, it's not happening. And I mean, there was a fellow at one of the fetes that I was at with a group of girlfriends, and both my friend and I were like, man, he's so attractive. And he was with one of his boys. And you know how we are as Caribbean people, for the most part, the Caribbean side of us is we all Caribbean in here for the most part, so we can hail each other and be fine. And I actually, signaled to him to come over because I wanted to say something. And I actually wanted to tell him that he was attractive. And then my second question was he single? Because my girlfriend is single. So, you always trying to set up a friend. He wasn't single. And I said to him, well, that's wonderful. And congratulations to your girlfriend, because you seem to be a very pleasant and attractive guy. And he, was a very cordial fellow, very sweet guy. But for the most part, if I hadn't said, hey, come over here, they're not coming nowhere. And then the guys who do approach are the ones who, by and large, you chilling by yourself, you dancing by yourself, you really in your zone, and then they come over and try rubber, and then it goes downhill from there. So then there's also that side of it that I've experienced, which is why I stopped going out. So yeah, but man, for me, with the experience, the cat calling only happens when I'm at home in Jamaica. Browning, sweet girl, that kind of stuff. And
sweet, yeah.
Yeah. And you say hi, and it's all good and done. Some of them will come over and say, oh, you say hi? You're nice, smile, and this kind of thing. But that's how it happens at home. Here in America, for me, it's different. Even today at the gas station, white man, I don't know if he identifies as white, but he looks like a white man, was at the pump next to me. And I happened to have on a jean skirt, a short skirt today. And I reaching in the car for something, not thinking to myself, oh, I need to be really aware of my surroundings because there's this man on the other side. And when I turned around, he was actually looking at me. And I thought to myself, just say hi. And I said hi, and he blushed because apparently he was sizing me up. You know how this goes. They size you up to even know if they can even say hi to you. Mm-hmm. So those are my experiences recently that I can pull from to showcase that most of the time, we as women, it seems, have to give the go ahead, like smile, which apparently is a problem now too, as you said, Derek, or wave, or walk over to them and say, I saw you looking at me, I was looking at you too, kind of thing. So,
yep, gotta give the choosing signals.
Yeah, have to choose the signals wisely.
Yeah, and so that brings a very interesting question because would you say, okay, so first let me ask, as a woman, not necessarily speaking for all women,
right,
would you want a man to approach you? Would you want a man to, like you said, would you want a man to approach you?
Ideally, yes.
Mm-hmm. And well, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, because in a man approaching me, to me, it clears a few boxes. Like, okay, if he's approaching me, he's hopefully really not here with some other woman, right? He's probably disengaged.
Which is why the guy didn't approach in the club, probably.
Right. So, okay, he is, it's open season, it's free game. If he's approaching me and I like what I see that's approaching me, it's on. We can have a conversation, we can dance, we can drink together, and then we can go from there. So that's to me, that's how I read it.
Okay, so the follow-up question to that would be so a man approaches you. Like, doesn't matter if you're attracted to him or not. What is an appropriate way for a man to approach you? Or any woman for that matter. What and I know this is going to be subjective now.
That's hard.
Yeah, but how I see you. A browning girl looks sweet, yeah. I don't. That's my worst Jamaican accent in life, but
the worst Jamaican accent you've had.
Right. So, but yeah. So I see me and Derek in the club, and I say, Derek, boy, look at that brown girl there, boy. She's sweet off, boy. And I approach you. What
Yeah.
what is appropriate for me to say or do, particularly in because and the funny thing about it is I got kind of asked in various scenarios, right? So there's everyday life,
Yes. Yes.
and
That's
then
other context.
then you're in parties,
Right.
fests and stuff like that,
Right.
events. So, how would you like to be approached, and how do you believe other women would like to be approached?
So for me, depending on the context, I would like to be approached um, as a fellow human being of interest versus oh, she looked like she could be another notch on my belt. Because there is an energy. You guys know I'm on the energies. And there is a way that a man looks at you when he's interested, like, I want to get to know her. I'm a
I
little
likes you
nervous.
and I wants you.
Right. I'm nervous about approaching her, but I want to get to know her. Versus, shoot, I gotta shoot my shot because she's another notch on my belt. I've seen both. So ideally, I'd prefer to be approached as, hey, I saw you when you came in, or I saw you at the bar, and I'd like to know your name, or what do you do, and like have a nice kind of pleasant conversation. That kind of way. I think most women, because I do not have a lot of girlfriends, so I don't know. But I think most women want to be approached not as equal. That is definitely not, take that out, right? Because you know how this whole equality between men and women, but approached as a fellow human being that is worth time, that is worth desire, that is worth interest, and not just, yeah, man, I want to blow she back out.
All right. So here is again, there's a lot of follow-up questions because so the challenge now is not necessarily the approach, because a man can want to approach you and a man may want to come, even if you want to blow your back out. Man got a game, right? Like,
yes.
I ain't saying it good, bad, or indifferent. I'm just saying that a man can come and through his gift of gab and charisma, he can start a conversation.
Absolutely.
But to me, I see the challenge being, as you said, that you or the woman has to find the man attractive to engage that man.
Yeah.
Now, can you speak a bit about that challenge in that I approach you, I come in, hi, good night, how are you doing? I think you're a very attractive woman. What's your name? Right? But you're not attracted to me.
Yeah.
So now you
So then you go to the creepy box.
Right. And
not necessarily creepy box.
But hold on, not necessarily creepy box, but you giving me an attitude like go away. Right? Because there's let me see how I can word this without giving away names. But I have heard of a situation where a woman is in a party, she's in a fete, right? She just there minding her own business, doing her own thing. And up comes a man to dance with her, right? Now, we in the Caribbean, we as Caribbean people, that is what some women want in a party or in a fete. They want a man that they find attractive to approach them and dance on them. They don't need the whole, hi, how you doing, whatever, right?
Correct.
But in this particular scenario and situation, the woman did not find the man attractive. So she was turned off and she was very curt in her responses to the man, right? Kind of very, I don't want to say standoffish, but she was bordering on rude, teetering on being rude, right?
Absolutely.
Right. So what would you, how so speak a bit about that challenge, because now that man, another woman may find that man attractive, but no, my man get a blow off and he get a rejection, and not only just rejection, but crushing rejection with little attitude and rudeness. So how does he know, like the next woman said, you that woman look real good, and the woman saying, you that man look real good, yo, like he to come and approach me. But he's saying, see me, I remember when that girl last week licked me down with her, so like that with that. Speak a bit about that challenge.
I can speak about that too, because that literally happened to me too during one of the fetes.
Yeah, so it was your name that I didn't want to call, so I didn't know how to. We spoke about it. Derek. We spoke about it, and I didn't know how to. I didn't want to put your business on Front Street.
But let me tell Derek about it, because I was having a moment in that moment. Let me tell the cabinet and tell Derek.
Tell the story, because I ain't gonna lie. Tell the story, and I can tell you what my thought process was. Go ahead.
Oh Lord, I'm standing up there in the fete, right? and I'm already in the mindset of, yo, this is not a vibe for me. It's not a vibe for me. Like this right here is not doing it for me. So I was already like not in the mood. Then I'm there, just jamming steady, no big whining, no big dancing, nothing. I just kind of jamming and swaying, little soca song. And I feel something come up behind me. I was like, so you know how you do. You turn and you move, because that's how you kind of position yourself for whatever may happen. Right. So I turned to look and shifted. So yeah, I got into my boxing stance. For those of you who know boxing stances, yes.
Dr. Kerry.
Because I said to myself,
hold on, I know you for many years, right?
On.
Oh, Tony, you're not Apollo Creed.
You don't know what's going on. So
I would like to see you throw a punch. Anyhow, go ahead.
I moved. And I see this man sitting behind me. And when I say, now the ladies in the cabinet will understand when I say, when you're already in the low mood, in effect, you're just like, this is not my vibe. And then you turn to see the person that tried to wind up behind you.
Well, every man in here knows that look.
Vibe dead. Right? Party done.
Party done.
So I said to the guy, I said, can I help you? I said to him, yes, I said, can I help you? He's like, and then this is where it got worse. And I know the ladies in the cabinet, my fellow cabinet members can attest to this. When he then tries to reclaim the moment, because he know you're already pissed, right? Disappointed that is this behind you, right? Then it comes to my ladies know what I'm talking about. You're disappointed when you see what is behind you, and you're trying to keep your composure. Can I help you? Then comes, oh, I was headed this way and I got so distracted by you.
Oh no! Oh no!
That one, game over. So I said to him, oh, well, let me get out of your way so you can continue to where your destination is. But my ladies know what I'm talking about, right? And he's like, yes. Rian said, yes, right? We know what we're talking about. So if we are not, and this is where I think it helps, where both parties are explicit. Like I was being explicit. I do not feel a vibe right now with you. I'm not going to, wind up and make you feel like, okay, maybe I just give my little one. What? No.
So when you gave me that story last week, and I read it and I was like, you know what? I got some thoughts, but
oh, so you waited until now to come tell me what
No. Hey, no. But hold on. Pause, Rasta. It ain't like I thought this was a plan, and like I say, I can reserve my comments when Derek talk about this next week. In the air now, in the open, we put Elon Musk YouTube, so we can talk things. But the point is that at the time, and I don't know if you remember, you said that to me, and I was like, okay, because there were things I wanted to say, right? But I didn't want to get into it with you at that time because both of us were on the job, but I was like, no, ladies and gentlemen, obviously how she told that story was brilliant, but that's not how she related to me as a dear friend of many years. It wasn't so PC and nice.
It wasn't PC. That's not.
Right. Good. So when you said what you said to me, I was like, but Kadir. Yes. I felt for the brother because
the Kadir energy, though. Your responses were just as curt as I was with the guy.
Right. And I think I said to you something along the lines of, so what you feel the man when he shot or something like that, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Right. And I was like, but Kadir, ma see this woman in effect. And honestly, Carrie, I don't care if you or any woman is in the mood or not. If that man, you turn around, you was there like, Colin, just waiting for your last call here so you could go home. And when you turn around, that man is the most gorgeous man you've ever seen in life waiting on you. Your energy would have changed and it would have been different.
Absolutely. But I
right. So
my energy dropped further when I realized who was that.
But
Did you not hear me just say?
Yes, but I understand. But what I'm saying is, can you not see how unfair that is, or not even unfair, but how challenging it is for a man to approach a woman, and women want to be approached by men? Because look, because
I'm not denying that.
I know, but spare a thought for the short brother that came to you.
And that's exactly it. He was so short.
No, for the time you reject the man. The thing is, right, Derek, I know Carry On so good, right? That when she tell me about this thing, the woman send me about 10 messages, one behind the other relaying this story. Nothing about descriptors, right? It's the man was short now. Man was short.
So
right?
predictable.
Oh, hold on now. He was short. Derek, he was short. And he had a belly. Like he was 6 months pregnant.
Fellas, I tell you can't do that. Go pick a struggle.
Now, here's my thing.
You can do that if you're rich. If you got money, you can do that.
But you didn't know if he was rich, no? You didn't know if he was rich, no?
No, hold on.
It matters not.
Like, another close friend of mine, he said this to me the other day. He's like, Carrie, I can't even be around you because I've gained weight. So I'm like, what I have to do with being around me? So he's like, I know your thing about men and weight. I said, oh, right. I have a serious thing with men and weight because of personal experiences. For me, big belly man means heart attack, stroke, them things there. Because I'm legitimately dealing with my father right now with that situation. So for me, I don't want to partner with a man coming to me with a 6-month pregnancy belly. And you want to get married, and then that means I have to take care of you when you stroke out after wedding night sex.
There is so much I want to unpack here.
Absolutely. Let's unpack it.
Let us get it.
Let us unpack.
So you are telling me, right? First things first, I'm going to come from a personal standpoint. You're saying if I put on 150 pounds of fat.
Yes, Neil. That's what exactly what you're saying.
You're going to look and treat me differently. Your dear, close, personal friend.
Yes, that's exactly what she's saying.
2 decades, you're saying that our dynamic will change because I have gained a little bit.
No, 150 pounds is not a little bit.
No. Leave me there. Let me talk my things now.
Very well, sir.
You don't tell little is relative now.
I big up Mike Seeley. Mike Seeley is in the house. He says nearly 2 a.m. where he is, but he is here. Good to see you, Mike. Always great to have you, my brother.
Yeah, thanks
for Mark's dad.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much, older man, older statesman. It's always good to see you. And it's 2 o'clock where you are, man. Thanks a lot, man. We appreciate that. But no, seriously, Dr. Carey, all seriousness. So
seriousness.
We will talk
There's
about
a number of things. I'm unpacking it for you. There are a number of things, and you guys do the same thing.
No.
With women too.
All right, pause.
Guys in general, not all.
No.
I'm just going to broad brush stroke it, but not all. All
right, I gotta cross you, right? Don't make it seem you said y'all men do it too.
Not all.
But let's be honest now, Dr. Carey. Men do it too. But what is the difference on double standard? We just get Neil.
Yeah, he was getting roast
to the cross for it.
Men
just get roast for it in 2022.
Listen though, we get put on the cross too because legit men will avoid us too.
No, hold on, Rasta. There's one thing of being avoided. There's one thing, being avoided. I fat, nobody want me. Dr. Carey don't want to talk to her dear friend of 20 years anymore, right? So the thing that has me is that we get avoided, but you all put us on blast. You understand?
So yes, there are some women who
we avoid
blast.
Hold on. But this is the point we're trying to make, right?
Just to interject here, right, Neil? As much as men that will not be a man's first choice. A woman can still get some sex, though.
Yeah.
Tamara just said it. Some men like plus size ladies. Absolutely.
All right, hold on.
But here's the thing, though. Even if they like, it may not be their preference, but women know somebody can deal with it.
Listen,
all right, Matt, hold it down, Matt. Hold it down, Matt.
Yeah, hold on, Matt. Hold on. If the thing about it is, right, if a man has a pleasant, because we want women fit, fine, and feminine, right? We don't if we get all three, we hit lotto. But we really want a woman to be feminine, to be pleasant, to be willing. You know what I mean? So if we have something like that in a woman, and we could say, all right, this ain't usually my wheelhouse, but I can MacGyver this situation and make this work. Right?
Absolutely.
We would do that. But the point I'm trying to make is that the point of you saying that we avoid plus size women versus you all put you all put men on blast.
No, I don't say you avoid. I didn't say you avoid plus size women. I say that when some men gain weight, they avoid the women in their lives because they feel that they will be judged in a certain way.
Right.
Right. That's what I said.
But
can I please also unpack this, because you said unpacking, because I'm holding myself completely accountable in this space. Right?
Yeah, take out your shirts. Let me take out your shirts now.
So my associations with this situation around short and round men, right? Beyond the situations with my dad, because my dad has had, Neil knows, but my dad has had multiple strokes and heart situations because of that weight. And there's a correlation between heart disease and men's circumference. So there's a personal side to it, given my caregiver role. And then secondly, there is the overall kind of my consciousness. And I'm saying to myself, okay, if a man looks like this, right, then what I know of most Caribbean men shaped this way, they drink a lot of beer. They're not going to the gym. They're not taking care of themselves, right? And here's where that other line is drawn for me. I'm saying to myself, okay, you won't come wind up on me where I am legit every day trying to do my work to take care of myself, but you ain't doing nothing.
You can't lift out your belly, put you behind.
And then here's what's worse, right? The man belly bigger than my behind. No, there's no compliments.
But I just want let me take the shirts. No, we taking out the boxers. My thing is, I still feel like there is an unfortunate double standard here to the point of public crucifixion, where, as you just said, and we agree, this is a hurtful thing. What you just said would be accepted is fine, right? You want a man that big, it shows that he ain't taking care of himself. You know what I'm saying? You
personally had a song with that a couple years ago. Well, not a couple.
Yeah.
Couple of decades ago.
That's
in the big belly man.
Belly man,
yeah. But as I was saying, right? You just said what Derek and I have been saying in this space and long before about women. A lot of people think it is only to do with the appearance, right?
Right. Yeah.
But it really comes down to a myriad of things. Just like how you can assess that man is probably not taking care of himself. That man is probably has a low opinion of himself, probably has insecurities around that. There's a myriad of things that are going on there that are not necessarily encouraging you to find out more about him and to engage him on that level. So what I'm saying is, you can say that as a woman and it be totally fine. Right? Women would say, yes, queen, and this and all sorts of BS, right?
Grand rising.
Right? But then no, when we have said that in this very space, I don't know if Derek remembers, but we were speaking about, we were talking about, I can't remember what the topic was that night, but we were talking about, we showed a video about a woman walking on the street a fat woman walking on the street of a metropolitan city in lingerie. Right? And getting certain comments. And it went,
but I can't remember.
Right. But it went off the rails because what we were trying to show is that you can't do anything in society and expect positive results. We were not necessarily talking about the woman's weight. We were talking about if any woman of any size, of any shape, of any beauty walked on the street in a lingerie, there will be problems. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
Right? So somebody in the chat and other people took it in the direction of us saying that, she's a plus size woman and is stereotypical, is misogyny and all sorts of things. The point I'm trying to make is, why is it okay for women to say that, but for men to have that standard for women and saying, I just that ain't my cup of tea. I ain't dealing with that, I ain't feeling it. Right? And that'd be cool. Like when we in a fet, right? The thing about it, and here's another thing too. If we are engaged, look at Lizzo. Lizzo approached Captain America.
Yeah. Ooh, that went sideways.
Chris
Ooh,
Evans,
Chris
right?
Evans.
Chris Evans, right? Mama slid
Carl Anthony Towns.
right. My girl slid in the DMs, and these men responded in the most tactful way they could. And people were still being like, oh yeah, fat shaming, this and that, and the next, the third. If a man, let's say it was Michael B, let's say it was roles reversed, right? And who's a plus size man in today's game? I don't even know.
DJ Khaled.
Right, DJ.
DJ Khaled.
Right,
Okay.
DJ Khaled, DJ Academics. One of those men slid in a woman DMs, and the woman looked good. The woman politely said, "No, I ain't about that," or whatever. He would get called thirsty because he's not desirable, and I've seen this play out many times on social media. Right? So, and going to what Derek was talking about the guy that was walking out in the St. James area here in Barbados, and he was wrongfully accused of being a peeping Tom, right? Your reputation is now in 2022 tarnished. You know what I mean? If I slide in a woman's DM and I am not, or I approach a woman and she does not find me attractive, it doesn't matter. It matters not how I approach. Right? I could come with the most politeness. If a woman ain't feeling me, she ain't feeling me. As a matter of fact, that happened to me. That happened to me many years ago. I remember we were in a party and I was there, and I saw a young lady and I was standing next to a friend. I was like, yo, that woman look good. And the man said, that woman look good? I know she might us playing the word for shit. I was like, I literally was just commenting that the woman looked good. But he went and talked to the woman, and then the woman said, yeah, come over and talk to her. I went over and talked to her, and you can tell that the woman wasn't interested. She was borderline rude. Kind of similar to your situation, right? Even though she told her boy to give me the go-ahead. So it's like, all right, let me not seem like a total bitch and let that man come over. But then when they came over, I didn't get that energy, right? So I quickly said, all right, no worries. And I came with, hi, good night. What's your name? She gave me her name. She was very rude at starting off. I said, okay, cool. And I tried to make up small talk, like, you enjoying the party, what do you do, that sort of thing. And she was very reluctant to give me any sort of vibe or feedback. So, I mean, I assessed the situation quick. No, this conversation lasts more than a minute. I pick up the vibe and I'm like, all right, thanks for the introduction and hope you enjoy your night. And I out, right? But what I'm saying is, and I'm sure she must have told one of her girlfriends or whatever, you must thirsty, dusty, all sorts of things, right? Because she was not attracted to me.
Yep.
And I'm saying, and that's the only, I want to be very clear to the men and women in the Senate, that's the only woman in the history of life that I've ever approached. I don't approach women. For that very reason, early out in the game, I've seen men approach women. And I've seen the rejection. And I've heard the comments women would say afterward. I know in this modern times, what women say online about men that approach that are undesirable. So I figure out early out in the game, right? I ain't approaching none.
I posit to say though, more men are in a weird way rejecting women more these days. Why do I say this? Because, hold on, let me say this. When I go out, like these two feds I went through, and I see these men, by my opinion, decent men, right? They put themselves together, they're attractive, they look good. And I see the women that they're with, and my ladies in the chat will understand when I say this. And I wonder how the two have ever met. Like, how that work?
No.
The girl's lashes out to wherever, the wig not even on right. It just don't, it's like a mismatch. And so I wonder to myself, how are we choosing? How are we choosing each other? What are the basic elements that we are choosing each other on nowadays? Because me tell you, here's some where I am in Florida, and it's extreme here in Florida. The long nails, the fake long nails.
Go, Derek. Go, Derek. Go, Derek. Get her. I know you can say it. I know Derek Marshall so well, right? Carry on, pause. Derek, I want you to say what you're about to say. Say what you're about to say.
Carry on.
Oh, confused.
Love is right around the corner for you.
Yo,
Okay.
I'm
we
going to
know
ignore
each other
you
too long.
on that
We
comment,
know,
Terry.
we know each other too long. I was no for until she said that right here in Florida. I said, but what about my man's though? What about my man's though? Oh my goodness gracious.
Love is right around the
But
corner.
no, seriously though, on a serious note, I'm wondering
But
because
here's the thing. I agree with you, Carrie. Men are rejecting women. There are so many women who want more from a relationship, they want marriage and that kind of thing. I remember one of the first topics I would have posted on Facebook, and a woman messaged me saying how it is that certain women get married and others don't. And well, there are other traits other than looking good. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And those are the things that I think right? And we get fixated on, oh, but yeah, but you gotta be able to handle me. Men ain't trying to handle nothing. men ain't trying to handle nothing.
I ain't lying to you, man.
Handle you. Yeah, if man gonna handle you, sure. And that's an interesting analogy Neil, because now you gotta be trying to break down this animal, for want of a better term.
I
Men ain't
gotta
trying
try
to
to
do that.
tame you. Remember taming the shrew?
Yeah, but and yeah, that and that was a different time, real harsh and stuff like that. Men have did work, so you know it ain't worth it.
It just ain't worth
right? It ain't worth it. And so when you see that a lot of men are rejecting women, yeah, because a lot of men are saying, well, look, it don't make sense going to try to deal with this woman if I can be picking up problems. I want problems always, you know, in that kind of situation.
Always.
Men are looking for that. Neil, I sent you something there that I was going to trigger you all after, but since I got everybody here and this is where the conversation has gone,
sorry.
shoot, let's get it on screen now so it can trigger everybody.
Yeah, I trying to sort it out right now. So give me just a hot minute. You can plug the show while I get that
we'll do
sorted out.
that now, folks. We're watching the Senate podcast on YouTube. As my man Jason say, get the likes up. Hit the like button for us. That is the only price of admission. So get the likes up, hit the like button, and yeah, see we have 442 subscribers. We're claiming slowly and steadily. We appreciate it. So let's see if we can push up to
Neil, don't forget to send
450 and a 500.
Yeah, you're about to send it now.
Yeah.
Give me a hot minute. Give me a hot minute. Get this to Dr. Kerry, and let me get this on screen here. Where am I?
Right, because we were talking about, you know, in terms of I want a big belly man, and you know, we were saying, hey, you know, certain things women can say that men can't.
Mm-hmm.
So let's check this particular post on the spiritual. Love the spiritual word.
Mm-hmm.
It is truly, I love the fact it's called the spiritual word and it carries content like this. But anyhow.
Yeah, you're on screen now when you're ready. Yeah.
This lady, she says, please don't try to talk to me if you know you don't have a big D. I have been through enough. I don't know if she's been through enough trauma or through enough D, but she's been through enough.
Bad mind.
She goes on to say, and if you got a little D, then at least you need to have some big D energy. We hear about that all the time, right? Big D energy. If you have to ask what that means, then we shouldn't be talking at all. I guess we won't talk because I have no idea what big D energy really means. Anyhow, so maybe you, Dr. Kerry, or one of the ladies in the chat can clarify what big D energy is.
For you. Yeah.
And then she posts a third slide which said, for clarification purposes, small, 1 to 4 inches. Average 5
to 7.
7 inches. Big 8 to 9 inches. Huge 10 plus inches. We don't like small or huge. So gentlemen, break out your tape measure and work out into which category you fall. And then, of course, the gold is always really in the comment section. So let's see what the ladies in the comments, you know, of course, this is going to bring out the ladies. This is what the ladies have to say in the comment section. Heavy on the we don't like small or huge. Laughing emojis. Another lady says, I'm with you, sis. Somebody says, truth is I'm tired, which is from one of them songs. Truth is I'm tired. Yeah. Somebody says, who let the church say, yeah, preach, sister. Go on, right? Somebody had to say, It's so much I want to say, but this is not a safe place. That chart in the third slide is crazy. So do you want them to talk to you or not? Cause ... LMAO, so many rules. Somebody says average me, please. 6 to 8 is the perfect size with a fire emoji and the love emoji and thing. That chart is extremely accurate, says another. See attachment for details. The ladies are parading in this comment section. And these are only a few, right? That last slide is a great in conclusion paragraph. And then somebody says last slide facts. So Neil, I want you to put the first slide back. Oh man, if I give me the first 3 slides, and I'm going to read them. Don't worry, rank it yet, Jason. I'm going to read them. Let's see if they still sound hilarious. Please do not try to talk to me if you don't got a tight JJ. I have been through enough. And if you have a loose JJ, then at least you need to have some tight JJ energy. If you have to ask what that means,
we shouldn't be
talking at all, right? I don't need the clarification because I can't really,
Yeah.
But what we will say is that, gentlemen, we don't like small or huge. Right? So as Neil said, you got to Goldilocks it. I really wonder, let's say somebody was supposed something that read like what I just read to you guys, how that would sit, and if the spiritual word would be able to carry it, and what the responses would be in the chat. But we seem to be okay with one-way traffic when it comes to misandry. We are cool with that.
And that is the point I was trying to get
misogyny
to
not so much.
That is the point I was trying to get to earlier, right? Not necessarily misandry versus misogyny, but how certain things are accepted and cool and even empowered or empowering. But when another gender do it, it is seen as something reprehensible and terrible, right? Because I am who I am, right? There are 2 things I'm going to say here. One, you could Google this, ladies and gentlemen. I am not making up these stats. I'm just going to read you a little something. I just literally put in average penis size on Google, right? 5.16 inches. According to the team's analysis, the average flaccid pendulous penis is 3.61 inches in length. Erect is 5.16 long, right? Now, there's another video. The second thing I'm going to say is there's a video circulating. It's a meme, it's a little joke thing, but in the humor in it, the visual was stunning and striking to me. A young fella, he took up a 16-ounce water bottle. He got out his tape measure. Now, he took the tape measure and put 6 inches and put it into the bottle, right? And he was giving like hilarious commentary as he went, right? But to me, I watched it, laughed, and then I watched it again to see the visual. 6 inches into the bottle, almost to the bottom of the bottle. So the woman, my man, pull out 8 inches. And he put in, I had about 1.5 inches, nearly 2 inches outside the bottle. And then my man pull out 10 and like over. Yep. And it was literally, it looked ridiculous, right? And it made me wonder, why, or rather, how has it become so fashionable, trendy, to say something as absurd as average and desirable? The one, because average to this woman, 5 to 7 inches falls into the average category, right? So, which is crazy, 7 is average. But you want big, you want 8 to 9. Can you deal with 8 to 9?
Can I jump in here?
Of course.
There's a lot that this signals to me as a woman, that there are many, many, and far too many women who do not know their own body. Right?
More importantly, not to cross you, more importantly, don't know or understand a man's body. Let me be clear.
So relaxed, our vaginal canals relaxed, like right now, mine is relaxed, not doing anything, right? Your middle finger. As women, like legit, my women in my cabinet members, if you put up your middle finger, that is the length of your vaginal canal relaxed. During arousal and that kind of thing, it does slightly extend to accommodate a penis, right? So when we out here as women talking foolishness about you want 9 inches and 10 inches and it's
9
fuckery,
inches and a fraction.
you are damaging yourself. And this is why this whole thing about beat up sex and all this kind of thing is hostility. That's not what's supposed to be going on. Violence, emotional damage. So I really have to say it because I think there's a point you're talking about being absurd, Neil. I think there is an absolute point at which as women, we're being stupid. We're being completely stupid and we're being irresponsible, right?
Unrealistic too.
Because if a woman's middle finger is the length of my pinky and she out here talking about how she want 8 inches and this is a vaginal canal, sis, please stop it. Stop, right? So I just wanted to put that out there. The average penis size, yes, is 5 inches, you say?
Yeah, 5.16 inches.
5, yeah. So I will posit to say there too that for men of color, specifically our Black men, that because your average is talking about white men. Mostly we're measuring
Well, that's
white.
the world average, right? And that is made up of all races. I'm not going to call any specifics. No, I'm not going to do that.
That's what they want you to think. But on average, for our Black diaspora, us people, we're clocking higher up than 5, between 5 to 5.5 to 6 point something. That's our average, right? That's our average. So, but I really want people to be, I really want my women, my sisters to understand that the ride is sweeter when you know your body and length and compliment what he's carrying. Just saying, let's be responsible and let's just be realistic and mature about it.
Right. I am grateful that I know a doctor and that she came on and she can give those because I didn't know that thing about the middle finger and the vaginal canal. In all seriousness, I not being facetious. No, I watching Connect's Papi behave, man. Come on, no, it's not that kind of space, man. Come on now. But you know what I was thinking about, Derek? We spoke about this in season 1, showed up season 1 about, well, briefly. We didn't really cover it. We talked about it briefly, but about the unrealistic expectations that the prawn has on men. Do you think, Dr. Kerry and Derek, that prawn also has an unrealistic expectation placed on men by women?
And when you said prawn?
Yes, I can't say the other word because Mark Zuckerberg, internet don't like that. You know it's prawn, right?
No.
Lucky chat.
Oh, okay. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah. We can't say that.
Play a role in unrealistic expectations. Thank you, Tamara. Yes, it does.
Right. Because,
And not just unrealistic expectations. I'll take it one step further, just really quickly. It also does damage for the way that men associate certain things to certain women. It also does that level of damage as well for the associative psychology side of things. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a fact. Hence why you will see anybody who got tattoos, you're about to be triggered. But yeah, ladies with big tattoos men associate with pornography. So yeah, that is, as Kerry talking about associations and stuff like that, that is one of them. Mm-hmm. And then so when you talk about, like, you don't see nobody walking about with nobody nothing in the first bracket, the chart there, so that the lady had on when you watching that.
No, we don't see those people, but they exist.
No. We talk about any prawn.
You don't get on wax.
Yeah.
No.
That man, they're in a niche market for them, man.
Yeah, nobody picking them up and putting them in a movie. Nobody want to see that, So,
Steve said I was looking for Neil to see the blues. Come on, man, Steve, man.
I was trying to remember what you used to call it.
Yeah. No, blues. I don't even know if Carrie know that.
I would have got it if you said that. Thank you, Steve.
But that's showing our age, man. Come on, man. I'm trying to be hip and trendy by saying prawn. Yeah. It's a blues.
Yeah,
blues
that's
is
the
so
next
70s.
thing, Tamara. The beauty and sacred nature of sex as God intended. That is so critical because we have removed
completely
the love part of it.
Completely.
It's become.
My girl was listening to Tina Turner earlier. What's love? For the sake of devotion.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, we taken out the love component of it, so no sex has become more transactional, and
Yep.
that's a bad thing when women see sex as transactional.
Yep.
Because many again,
Yeah.
if
We like a good deal.
you should maybe like, yeah, give me a rubber band and 2 lollipop sticks, we make it work. You know what I mean? But when women
We will
start saying
MacGyver that
it,
situation.
yeah, but when women start saying like, I really need it for what I could get out of this here is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
It can be a problem. And if you want to call that double standard, they call it double standard, but that's what it is. And so no, all of this has come full circle back to what we're talking about tonight. This is why men are approaching.
Yeah.
That's
This is
ain't
why
worth
men
it.
can approach, because it's all of these things coming together. When a man walk at the Dr. Carrying effect and he ain't look right, you know,
Or got
right?
that big
Shout out,
energy.
shout out to my mom. shout out to my brother, man. My fallen soldier. Cause I didn't feel bad for you, man. I like, come on, Dr. Carey, man. You ain't even get him, man. Like, well, thank you very much or whatever.
I'm gonna, you see, because you just said that, I saw a comment that Steve made earlier, and he said to me, Dr. Carey, what about the social proofing? Suppose your girlfriend saw you giving him a favorable response, how would you feel? And it's funny you asked me that, Steve, because my girlfriends, like, because I was with my best friend, so she know my type. She knows what I kind of will go for. I'm not about the social proofing type of thing. For me, I'm not looking for likes. I'm not looking for passes. I'm not looking for favor. If I don't like something, I don't like it. That's just it. And I don't feel like appeasing people does any favors, right? So if, like I said earlier, if I had given him a one wine to appease him, where does that leave me? That leaves me in a position of I have compromised myself. Because I don't.
You've probably let him on as well, just a little
Right,
bit.
and then you lead him on. That's
Yeah, yeah.
unfair, right? So as much as Neil wants to rag on me about all of this, that's just Neil ragging on me as always. But there is a point at which I think about that. Like if I gave the man a one wine kind of thing, that might have hurt his feelings even more because, like I told you, my energy was so low, I wasn't even really whining. That would have been just swaying. That would have been mean.
I agree. No, yeah, I agree. But the reason why yes, there was a bit of facetiousness in there, but I still want to impart the fact that it is so difficult for men to approach. Women want men to approach. It is very difficult. I mean, don't get me wrong. In all honesty and in all fairness, as I said, I was joking with you earlier, but if you're a man that you short, you fat, you got no what lane you fall in, right? Like in 2022, you know if you got a shot and you know if you waste your time. I'm sorry to tell you, but
depending on the woman, because there are some women out there that gladly took him home.
Listen, hold on. The not all. Using not all police now. We know that women want a man that fit, sick. Man want 6 abs, 6 foot something, and as the lady put it, 6+. Well, not even 6+, but anyhow, you get it. So the point is that
I said to that, you know that you say women want men that are 6 feet plus. There is a dating app. I cannot remember which one it was, but they had to take off. They were doing like requirements or something like that.
Oh no!
On the dating app. So many women said that they wanted a man that was 7 feet tall, so they had to actually remove that.
Listen.
So many women wanted a man that was 7 feet tall.
Listen. Let me put that into context for you. That is so absurd, right? I am 6'5", right? 6'6", depending on the shoe, right? I'm a tall guy. I'm in the top 95, 96 percentile of, 4 percentile of men height or whatever. There's a man in my office that I come to his shoulder. Yeah? That man is about 6'10". He says he's about 6'8". That man is 6'10". Here.
I know the man.
The man was as a matter of
he's
fact,
in the gym with me.
Right. He was walking about the office yesterday, without shoes. Made it a little better, but it still was ridiculous. And I am saying to you, what do you want with a man that is 7 feet? If that man is 6'8", 6'9", and you want a man that is 3-4 inches taller than that,
Are you insane?
Thank you, Jason. It was Hinge.
Oh,
That
They
is
had to take off
insane.
the heavy requirement because women like, hey, one man is 7 feet tall. We don't seem to understand that. Shoot, I started when Neil at 6'5" goes most places. He's the tallest person, unless he gets
Yes.
somebody basketball related. He can be the tallest person.
And even if it's basketball related, Derek, let's be honest. In Barbados, there ain't many men taller than me. Right? Like you get Marsh and you get Pearson and them sort of men, right? But those men, you ain't gonna go up on the court and just see that. So for me, especially with this guy in the office, they even had to make a comment about it today. Like, you and this man, because we were walking, going on the hall, going to a meeting, and the lady that was with us was like, "Shh, this man must make you feel real short." I said, "I ain't gonna lie to you, the man make me feel like a child," and I find myself like I am not accustomed to this, right? I am usually either the tallest man in a place or around like that there both. Man a taller inch taller than me, whatever. But this man is so much taller than me that I am around the man and I find myself like it's a weird feeling because I never felt it, right? It's like, no, I am being so serious. It's not something I'm accustomed to. You know what I mean? So it's like, I know how to feel here. You know what I mean? So you want a man that is 7 foot. So now it's not good enough that the man gotta be in the top 5-10% of men. It might gotta be a 1%, unless cause 7 feet don't walk, but you know.
Rudy Gobert. So to Mara's point, you gotta be a basketball star. There are a lot of men in NBA that are not 7 feet.
Yes, a lot of them.
The average height in the NBA is 6'7".
Yeah. So
6'7" is the average
when you
height.
say you want a man that's 7 foot tall, you want a basketball star?
But let's be honest now, if you want Hinge looking, basketball stars ain't for social media, ain't for dating apps, knocking boat.
Yeah.
You 7 foot, you cover when it comes to women, right? So I just wanted the part I was trying to highlight with everything that was being said with Dr. Carey and the guy and whatever, our fallen brother in arms. The reason why I was the point I was trying to make in all seriousness, I just wanted to highlight just how difficult it is for men to approach women when women want men to approach, why men have stopped approaching, and why there is this double standard. Because we always get accused of the double standard is always brought up to us when it comes to body count. But when I started to really think about the double standards when it comes to what good for women ain't good for men, there are a laundry list of things that I like, because yes, okay, fine. That man is undesirable. He's short, he's under 6 feet, he has a beer belly, whatever. Shoot, cool. But me as a tall man, I have approached women that say, nah, you too tall. I would never date you. I have been said, nah, you too thin. I would never date you. You understand what he's saying? And this is not me approaching women. This is just in conversation with women. Like, a woman said, nah, I would never date a man like you. You too tall. Nah, I would never date a man like you. Shoot, I would never date a man like you. You red skin. You got pretty eyes. I like, y'all don't understand, right?
I laugh at you. I hear that it was too dark.
Bit.
Oh God! Listen, guys. Please remember, people's associations. We talk, Derek. You know that you love the psychology of it all. The social conditioning, right? A lot of the stuff that you're hearing people say is because of the social conditioning, the context that they have been raised in, the things that they have been observing, and thus the associations they make, right? So as much as she may not want to date you because you're too dark, that's her issue. That's clearly an association based on the context of upbringing with her. Move on. She don't want to date you because your eyes too pretty. Clearly an association of some crosses. Move on. So for me, at this point, it's kind of like you're telling me so much about yourself in those moments when you say these certain things, which is why I have no problem holding myself accountable and unpacking these things. Because yes, I'm telling you about myself. Right. I don't want the bare belly, right? And I'm clear as to what my associations are with it. So I just challenge you guys, well, us as cabinet members, to think about what your associations are. For those of you who are married, what were the associations that you had that now landed you with the spouse that you had? Because there are things that you were looking for consciously or unconsciously that you are now landed with, right? Based on how you have been conditioned. And sometimes we're conditioned in a very safe and comforting way, and so we lean into certain things. And other times we're conditioned in a very rough and hostile way that wire our associations inappropriately and land us in these stupid comments about Lord him eye them too pretty, Lord him hair too soft, Lord him too.
Your name Antonio.
I'll tell you what I found the most interesting about all this stuff that we've talked about here tonight is that all of it tends to be physical characteristics.
Absolutely, because that is what we first can see and relate to.
You said
physical
we.
characteristics.
Just reiterate, we know.
Physical characteristics.
Yeah.
We don't deal with anything past the packaging. We do the packaging first and then we try to rejigger it after the fact. So need to just set you something that you can send to carry on and we can look at this is the last thing we can look at here before we crack on because shoot, I have some triggering to do. And I want to get to that. Folks, it is 9:36 in Barbados and the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. You are indeed watching the Senate podcast. We like to think of it as a thinking person's podcast. Hit the like button. For us, that is the cost of admission tonight. I also hope that you are subscribed if you're watching. Shout out to everybody who is in the background watching in the dark and just, enjoying it and chilling, lurking, if you want to call it lurking. But yeah, we glad that you're here and enjoying the discussion. That's all we seek to do every week, have a discussion.
Yep,
Yeah.
and just to create critical thinking, because I agree completely with Dr. Kerry's point. We just want people to be aware. That's the way. You don't want a man that has this characteristic. Why? You don't want this woman because of this characteristic. Why?
Why?
Right? And don't put somebody on blast because it's very hypocritical for you to blast somebody for a body characteristic
that they have no control over.
Right, that they don't have any control over. But when a man says the same exact things to you, I don't date big women, I don't date short women, I don't date tall women, whatever, then it is seen as
it's labeled.
Yeah, it's labeled. You know what I'm saying?
Like, best get pissed for talking about this.
Yep, you get it destroyed.
See my Hugh in the chat. Big at Hugh.
Big at Hugh. All right, my brother. Oh wait.
You leave me out. Oh, you stay tonight. You're ragging on me tonight. No, I see it.
Lord Jesus.
You ready, man?
No, let me send this to Dr. Kerry quick here before you woman get YouTube to cancel me here. Like, you happy now?
Thank you, darling.
Right. So let me get it.
Oh wow. Okay.
All right. So when you ready?
Yeah, man. So we got another lady here. She's saying, I wish dudes with smaller packages understood that we cannot ride that. We're not lazy. It's just not enough to ride. And we're basically rubbing pocketbooks at this point.
Oh, bumper class.
Yeah, somebody says, for real, not me trying to hold my stomach in so he can see if it's all the way in. Yeah.
Oh.
It's giving impossible, another lady says. Don't think out loud, please. Somebody says, yo, I'm screaming, not rubbing pocketbooks. So the lady says it's 11:32 a.m. I detected no lie. Happy hump day. Somebody says she's not lying, though. I'm not rubbing pocketbooks with nobody. And they be the mean ones wanting you to ride, sir. There's nothing to ride. Not pocketbooks. Where's the lie, though? Somebody says, or it's slipping out. Rubbing pocketbooks feel better anyway. Okay, girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
That's all floats your boat.
Hey, man. Hey.
And then this lady, she comes in and she says, I wish people would grow up and stop side shaming. There are literally books and positions that can be implemented unless it's medically micro. A lot of you ladies, some classes, and extremely ignorant when you talk like this. It's like they think all the big D guys are going to be like, yes, queen, girl, no, this is a casting call to get smashed and dashed.
Amen. Because you know
I would
what?
like to say that, to add to that, cherished Black official, that some women really are under the impression that big size men know what to do. And some of them don't.
Nope. And then, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing for me. You want all of this, doggy, right? And then when you get this dog, you Quasimodo, you back hump the other way. I mean, hey, let me call a thing a thing.
Stop the thing.
Since we shaming people, I mean,
since we shaming people, that's what I'm telling you.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, because a man can't rate that.
Some men don't know what to do if they're packing.
Every time you push it in your hand, every time you push it.
There
push
you
it in your hand.
Like a hot spray. My chocolate will tell you.
The husband hits stop.
Nah, man. Well,
we not being real.
Neither Dr. Kerry, we don't make any rules. We just make sure you know what they are, right? You can ignore reality all you want, but you cannot ignore the consequences of ignoring reality. Be the best version of you for you. We are going to see you guys again very soon. Got something cooking for next week that I suspect is going to be very, very interesting. I invite our Christian friends to join in for that discussion. It is whether or not marriage is, should be based in church or whatever, because it's coming out of a conversation with with Hafiz from the Roommates and Coach Greg Adams. They had a debate. Coach Greg Adams says, hey, God is not in marriage.
Ooh.
Hafiz is bringing down God. But ching. Now, yes, but it'd be interesting to hear what they have to say. I definitely want us to have a discussion about that. They found a very, very interesting conversation. So hopefully we can do that next week and get the relevant clips. We can talk about that. So folks, what good has been my Jason say, please remember, there folks. Yeah, we can see you all again soon. Look up for the Legend of Zoe Part 3 coming tomorrow. And then we got some wellness coming next week. Later. Peace.
Now, before we go, I want to point out there ain't even really chat. Because he want to get to the real meat and potatoes what's going on tonight. Pray for Dr. Kerry and your boy, because we know what shorts to record. Pray for us here. Have a good night and be safe.